Support for the show comes from Amazon Prime. You might think of Prime as only a way to get fast, free delivery, or maybe as the place to stream movies, shows, and sports. But it's actually way more than that. Maybe you've got a passion or a hobby. Prime can help you get the most out of it. Whether you're streaming documentaries on marine animals, ordering action figure stands with free one-day delivery, or finding the perfect playlist to impress that special someone, Prime makes it easier and faster to do what you love. Whatever you're into, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into. Welcome to Served, brought to you by our friends at Amazon Prime. It is the French Open draw show. Guys, have you ever just been like laying in bed and then you look up, it's like 4 a.m. and you haven't slept at all?
Yes.
Yeah. I did that last night, and I think it's because of the draw show.
It wasn't because you were scrolling Amazon Prime?
It was like, oh, I'm up, the draw show. I'm so excited. Can't go back to bed. Prime me. You know, it was like a vicious cycle of Prime me. I was like, I can't be on my screen. I'm bored. I have to be on my screen.
It's because you're excited that this episode's presented by Amazon Prime.
You're great at this, Mike.
I know, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so the way that we do this, as a reminder, in case there's some new chuckers, the old chuckers know how we do this. It's old hat at this point. We've done it like 4 times, maybe 5.
This is our fifth.
Gosh, it's just great. I haven't seen the draws, so a little different to what you normally see. I have whatever these are, folders. It says men's on it. And then women's. I haven't seen the draws yet, so we are going to go through section by section. JW here. JW, how was graduation?
Good
Your daughter's graduation.
Exactly. It's done paying tuition. Elizabeth, I told you, Elizabeth Banks stole the show. It's all about the graduation speaker.
She crushed it.
Crushed it.
Did she? What school was it?
This was Penn in Philadelphia.
Did she go to Penn?
Smart people.
She did. Elizabeth Banks did too.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Wait, he was at graduation ceremony for Penn, and then you go, did she go to Penn? I'm like, no, actually, my daughter went to Loyola Marymount, but exactly. I just went to the Penn graduation.
Went to Temple. I just thought,
no. I meant Elizabeth.
I know. Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks. That's so cool.
All right, producer Mike, what are we doing? Women's, men's first? What are we doing?
What do you think, JW? Which one should we do first?
I think we did women's first last time. You want to just alternate? You want to do men's?
Yeah, let's do men's.
Great.
Okay.
Let's let it rip.
Let it rip, tater chip. All right, here we go. The unveiling. I know who's going to be at the top. Center Chicken Dinner is going to be up there. Artur Rinderknecht. So he's going to have. So he's first. My first thing is like he's going to get the boo because he's got Rinderknecht and then 2 Frenchies right below him. Atmain and Richard Gasquet. So Gasquet's career will end by the 3rd round. Love the old Dickie Gasket, but I think he's going down. Davidovich Fokina has been playing great in that section. Lehechka Jordan Thompson is a tough first round. All right, so in the 3rd round, I have Sinner, and I'm going Davidovich Fokina. JW, you taking Lehechka through that section, or are you going Davidovich Fokina? I'm assuming you're not picking the Sinner upset.
I'm not. First of all, Artur Rinderknecht, remember last year? Isn't he the guy who kicked the courtside signage and hurt his foot, which led to his demise? So he's got no pun intended. He's got big shoes to fill. Should we do 10 seconds on Richard Gasquet? Tip of the cap.
Yes.
This is a 20-year veteran.
Yes.
Does that just kind of big picture? Sinner, a lot of time off. That helps. On the other hand, we saw even in the Rome final, maybe a little rusty. Davidovich Fokina, tough player. He's already won more than 20 matches this year. Does that give you pause in a best-of-5 match?
No, because I think when Sinner, he's going to be in every single service game of Davidovich Fokina, and he can kind of blow. Davidovich Fokina, I don't know that he has the gear like we saw with Carlos to switch directions at will, to go big, to blow Sinner off the court. There's no easy points for Davidovich Fokina, and that's no disrespect to him. He's having an amazing year. I think he's top 20 in the race. I love the way that he plays. It's just matchup based. I am not worried about Sinner making the fourth round. I will send him through that thing. And Richard Gasquet, some of the best racket to ball skills that I've seen. And he was the guy where you were seeing video clips of him when he was like 12, but he looked like he was a real player already. Like he looked like an adult with the way he swung his backhand. I think in the moment in time that he got swept up in, it was legs and speed took over the game. And it was less about maybe racket skills at that moment in time. But he was so much fun to play. I always liked him. He's kind of shy. Never would show his opponents up. Never did anything to piss anyone off. Went through some pretty tough times with, a suspension that wasn't a suspension. Because he, made out with someone at a nightclub, which whatever. He's 20 in France, and I'm pretty sure that's standard practice. But man, he could rip it back in. Man, it's cool looking. I have a lot of respect for Richard Gasquet, and I hope that he feels, people will look and they'll talk about him as like what didn't happen just based on flair and talent. But that guy got a lot out of that movement, those legs, and I have a lot of respect for Richard Gasquet.
Well put. You're right. This will be his final. I believe this is his final match. So you go out to the number one player in the world in the second round. He'll get a nice toast from the French crowd and great career.
Well, he's got to win his first round. That's true. I don't know that I know much about the French wild card, but I guess we'll see. That's one of the tricky things about slams is, you're getting wild cards, which for you chuckers at home who don't know what they are, it's direct entry, most likely from the country that the slam is played in and or a trade. So they have some French person who does not directly qualify for the U.S. Open will get a wild card by virtue of a trade-off with the U.S. Open. So it's basically people who haven't qualified on their own ranking or merit. A lot of times it's a young prospect, someone like a Richard Gasquet who it's like a lifetime achievement award to say goodbye, but pretty fun to see. There's always some conversation around who gets the wild cards, but I hope that he gets that matchup against Sinner. Obviously, going out against the number one player in the world would be great. I don't think that he has the weight of shot to bother and make a run at this point, but I hope he's happy. I hope his cup is full. He deserves that to be the case. Props to Richard Gasquet. Next section, it's weird to see Rublev not in the top 16, seeded 17. Artur Fils is in that section. Oh, one of JW's last year predicted semifinalists who went out first round. The old Nico Jarry. You got a little. You want to take that ride again, or are you going to take Artur Fils in that one?
Yeah, I'm off the Jarry train. I think we're going back to back first round losses for. You know what they say about Nick Jarry? Once bitten, shame. Whatever. Yeah. Hey. By the way, how about,
well spoken.
Literally, no one says that.
I'm just seeing this now. You know what? One pairing ahead. Jaume Munar.
Yeah.
You know what he is? He is the highest ranked Mallorcan player this year.
Oh, that's funny. Without Rafa, he's been playing great. By the way, that's not an easy. Like if Fils has the. I'm a Frenchman playing in front of a French crowd, and that makes me a little jittery. That Munar match is not easy. I'm just telling you that's a tricky match. But I've been on kind of the Fils train. I don't know how he's going to react playing at Roland-Garros as a player of note, maybe with some expectation for the first time where it's not kind of upside. JW, did you say he hasn't won a match there before? Is that correct?
I don't believe Fils has won a match at Roland-Garros yet. No.
All right, I'm going Fils through that section just because I've been beating that drum for like 2 months already. Do you like Rubles through that section? Do you going upset special Munar, or are you going? Do we have Sinner and Fils in the fourth round?
I have Sinner. Yeah, we're waiting for the Safin effect to kick in. That hasn't seemed to have paid dividends yet for Andrei Rublev. No, I think, boy, talk about a tasty middle weekend pairing. Jannik Sinner and Artur Fils. Think that crowd will be into that one?
I'm just telling you, as nice as the reception was for Sinner when he had kind of that soft landing in Rome where he was getting standing ovations by the press when he walks into media, looks like two Frenchmen straight out of the gate. That's a guarantee. And then Artur Fils, he's going to hear it from the French crowd in Paris for the first week of this year's French Open life. He is going to deal with some things coming off of this suspension. It doesn't seem to bother him. He seems like he's able to compartmentalize, but you hear it. You just do. He deals with it better than most, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Do we want to walk that out even further? You got Sinner fees. I'm not betting against Jannik Sinner in most matchups for a while.
Right. In a rare bit of preparation, a rare lapse into professionalism, I did look up compartimentalizzazione. What do I have here? Compartimentalizzazione is compartmentalize in Italian. Sinner has gotten really good, starting at the U.S. Open, of taking this off-court drama and not letting it impact his tennis. I did a 30-second hot take. I was talking to someone in Europe who said the Tour de France was really destroyed reputationally by doping. This is a signature French sporting event. So the French sporting crowds are extra sensitive to sort of doping and reputation staining. And they expect, as you say, they expect that even if you weren't facing Frenchmen in 3 of the first 4 rounds, that Sinner's going to get some booze. And I don't think that's going to impact him. I don't know. I mean, I think that the 90 days off is really interesting. So on the one hand, great, it's R&R and you don't have wear and tear on the body and you're sleeping in your own bed, but it really takes your rhythms out. Best of 5. I don't know,
man.
I mean,
3 months off and you come and you beat Casper Ruud 0-1 in the quarters and then you lose to Alcaraz on clay. I think that was best case scenario for Sinner in Rome.
You don't think he ran out of gas a little in that final, and that was the impact?
I don't know. I don't care. If you go into that tournament and you say you blitz people all the way to the final and lose to, the best clay quarter on earth in your first tournament back in 3 months, I actually take the other side of that coin. I think what you're saying kind of draws a line underneath is how good he is and what the expectation set is, to where he loses 6-2 to Alcaraz in the final after not playing a tournament match for 90 days. And we're going, I don't know. He looked a little rusty. I'm like, God, I would love that rust. That would have been great. I like Sinner through to the quarters. You with that, JW?
Same.
Okay, so I don't have to.
Yeah, we gotta disagree a little today, but so far
I'm gonna be disciplined. I'm just gonna wait for you to freak out and call some upsets. So I'm just gonna stay. I'm just gonna grind you down here. All right, I'm ready. Demon at the next section, number 9 seed. Ooh, he just missed out on that number 8 seed. Okay, I got Demon. Ooh, Demon and Menchik in that section. Alexander Muller's been playing kind of tough. If Menchik deals with the French crowd a little bit. Q lucky loser for Menchik. I am not. Laszlo Djere is tough, can create a little bit of speed, has kind of those big, thick legs. He'll be able to accept pace. Played Carlos, served for the first set in Rome, first round against Carlos. I like Demon. Gosh, Demon Menchik is a tough one. Are you going with Demon and Menchik to the 3rd round, or are you switching it up?
Yeah, I think this is a little bit of a soft pocket. This Menchik has cooled off a little on the clay, as one might expect of a flat Czech slugger. But I have those 2 in the 3rd round. Yeah.
And who do you like going to the 4th round? I have my pick written, but I'll let you go first.
I will go. Remember de Minaur's friend Paul, his mini-me, the French kid who watched every match from the first row? I think Paul's going to be the difference here. If Paul is in attendance, it's like a 12-year-old kid who says, I like de Minaur. I mean, I think you raised a really good point before. The difference between 8 seed and 9 seed, I mean, even 4-5, I mean, Draper was like 15 points away from getting that 4 seed. That is a huge difference. So de Minaur, a little bit of bad luck not getting a top 8 seed, but I like him to get through to the 4th.
I like him getting through also for different reasons. Not Paul. Because he's the fastest person alive and he doesn't give anything. Menchik it's for a young player. He's like that Ferrer-esque type player where they ask the question. That's a tough ask 3 out of 5 sets. Menchik gets through Demon 3 out of 5 sets now. That is we use this too often. That's a statement win to me because that's physically grueling, mentally grueling. That's a different level in a slam to get through Demon, but I like Demon through ooh.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
He asked before we went on if there was any matchup worth saying. And I was
just saw
this
that.
Is the guy.
Hubie Hurkacz.
I see what you see.
And Fonseca. Who are you taking there, JW?
I am just going to show my cards right now because that's the kind of poker player I am. João Fonseca, Roland-Garros 2025 semifinalist.
Whoa! Wow!
All right. Let's timestamp this, boys.
Timestamp it, write it
He
down.
hasn't won a match in
Write
like a
that down.
month.
He's
Write that
waiting for
down.
best of 5.
Did you say 2026 French Open semifinalist? Okay, well, I have him losing first round.
You think?
Well, I wouldn't have, but Hubie Hurkacz made the quarters of Rome. He's playing well again. He's actually winning matches on clay. I think he's one of the best 3 servers on earth right now. Actually moves okay on clay. Lost a tough one to was it Tommy Paul in Rome in the quarters. I like Hubie to go to the 3rd round. Fonseca, I love Fonseca. I think his energy is great. I think he competes great. I think he does all the things well already that you can't teach, right? That speed on the forehand, the sliding open stance. What I question is if I see him trying to take Hubie Hurkacz's second serve from 4 feet inside the baseline and then all of a sudden get stuck scooting backwards for that second ball, I'm going to throw something at the TV. Like I saw it time and time again. He lost to the who's the Hungarian guy that beat Alcaraz?
Jasper Jean?
No. Well, he lost to him too, but it was I can see the guy's face. He's a very, very good player. We'll insert it. Yeah, Morozhin. There you go. He gets caught, right? The return position, it's a little bit of coaching malpractice. If you're just kind of fighting off backhand returns and you're trying to force them, and you have all that speed just waiting there on that forehand side, give yourself 4 feet behind the baseline and just take a rip tater chip. Like I still think he's figuring out how to play. I think his backhand down the line is really good. I think his rally backhand cross court, he misses more than he should. I've gotten to watch him more over the last month, probably than I have before. I love his upside, and he still has to figure out how to be the most effective version of himself given his weaponry. I do not have him going to the semifinals this year, but I will say I'm happy if I'm wrong, because the roof would blow off of this tournament because he is so electric and the crowds can feel and see, and he's engaging, and he's a star before the results have really gotten there. But like he is creating interest unlike anyone I've seen maybe since Alcaraz, 4 or 5 years ago. So I'd be happy to be wrong with this, but he'd have to go through JW. I know you don't want like reality get in the way of a good story. He would have to go through Hurkacz. He would have to go through, this is Monfils versus Draper second round. Don't sleep on that one.
That's exactly, because I also think let's do a 30-second Elizabeth Banks valedictory to Gael Monfils, who in all likelihood might be playing his final Roland-Garros. But no, that's exactly what I see, is Monfils gets the crowd going. Draper's had a great year, but on clay is not his best surface. And then
he's going to upset special. Is he doing it?
Upset special.
Are you going Monfils over Draper?
I hate that so much less than your Fonseca to the semis call. I can't do the upset yet, but that is a Monfils, Roland-Garros, crowd going. It just, Draper creates so much speed on that forehand side. If Monfils is just making backhands, it's going to feed the middle of the court. Draper is going to be able to step back on Gael's second serve and like just rip. Matchup, I mean, without all the extracurriculars, which are a big deal. Like I think JW might give them more credit than me on normally. I think that changes with Monfils in Paris. Like I think that is an absolute factor. Gosh.
So you're taking Draper?
But I'm taking Draper over Monfils. Draper has maybe the toughest draw that I've seen so far. First round should be fine. Monfils is a nightmare. I think Hubie Hurkacz is a nightmare for him just based on matchup because he's not going to be able to break all the time. Hubie's going to rush through service games.
Isn't Hubie like sub 500 for the year? I think he's playing. I think he's playing as we speak. Let's see how he's doing against.
He's played
Taylor
horrendously this year, and also he won 3 or 4 matches in Rome, and he's won at least 2 matches in Geneva. I have a recency bias that I think matters going into slams. I know he was battling some injuries. Gosh, man, I don't know about this. I don't feel I don't feel confident.
So who do you have here?
Yeah, it's a great question. I have a hard time. Draper, Demon, and then the matchup. Demon's so tough, but like if Draper gets through that, he's playing well. I guess Draper the quarters. I don't feel confident in that. He could lose to Monfils. He could lose to Hubie. I don't think Demon is actually a pretty good matchup for him. He rolled him at the U.S. Open last year, and I know he was a little hurt. But Zverev and Tien's, that's a fun one.
So wait, so you have Sinner over Draper?
I have Sinner. Sinner's in the semis.
Yeah. Oh wait. I meant Fonseca quarters. Fonseca's not beating Sinner. I meant. Sorry. I overplayed my hand
revisionist.
there. Sinner to beat Fonseca.
Hey, producer Mike, if you could go back for the last 10 minutes and just tone down my excitement by like 47%.
Sorry about that.
Maybe instead of
We'll still use the clickbait.
I know you will. Okay. Zverev over Lerner TN. You getting that itch again? JW?
This is like exactly. This is it's tempting, but I think keep in mind. We'll keep going on Zverev. I think Zverev gets by that. Lerner TN trying to go back to back week 2 of majors. I think he could frustrate Zverev. I don't know if he beats him best of 5, but I can't quite bring myself to call the upset, but it's tempting.
Yeah, Zverev is going to hold a bunch. I love Lerner TN, but he's going to hit Zverev's going to be able to make a million returns. He's going to coast back. I think Lerner maybe needs a little bit of help from the court. He has a great slice. He kind of pokes that backhand through. He kind of has that little pop shot forehand like Grosjean used to have. I'm not betting. Zverev in majors is different also. I know we criticize him for not having won a major, but the guy is at the tail end of almost every major. Like we can't say he doesn't perform in majors. He absolutely performs in majors. He maybe not major finals to this point, but the first 13 days of slams, he's there all the time. Beating him 3 out of 5 is different. He did say he was sick last week, but I think he'll be over that. Jesper de Jong, you mentioned him. He's been playing like strangely well on clay. I like Zverev to the 3rd round for me. FAA and Arnaldi. Okay, I got my first upset special.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Arnaldi over FAA. Caboli has been like up and down. He's like a heart rate monitor. Ooh, I have Zverev and Arnaldi in the 3rd round. Who do you like there, JW?
What is it? Keep the gun, hold the Caboli, take the Caboli. Remember when Felix took?
I feel like you're just making things up today.
You're like our chat GPT's
Fully
hallucinating.
once.
Yeah, that's the old.
Okay.
Wait, can we
like
pause?
you're on the verge of sayings.
Remember FAA took 2 sets off of Rafa with Uncle Tony in the box? That feels like it was like 1983. This has been a rough go of it for Felix. I got nothing fancy until we'll go to that next section. Cerundolo, big dark horse potential there.
Did you take Arnaldi to the 3rd round, or did you take FAA to the 3rd round?
I took Arnaldi.
Okay,
I think you're right. I think that's enough. I think Arnaldi wins that match right off the bat.
God, I'm close to Arnaldi against Zverev.
Don't bet against the Italians.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I got my I got it. Okay, Cerundolo is my pick for someone to outperform their seed on Tennis Channel, which is a great segment when you haven't seen a draw yet, by the way. Love it when that comes across. Who's going to outperform their seed? Doesn't matter who they play.
Yeah, right.
Just randomly say shit. I took Swiatek. She was 5. He's like, you can't do that. I'm like,
You can do whatever you want.
I can do whatever I want. I have a podcast. Okay. Greek Sport. Giron has been playing great. I like Cerundolo. I'm going to walk him through to the quarters, folks.
Wow.
Because that Zverev Arnaldi match is going to be a little tight. That's going to be, I think Arnaldi is really good. Zverev, Cerundolo.
Who's got the Google machine? Who's got ChatGPT? Has Cerundolo ever lost to Zverev?
Give me a sec.
Lajovic. I guess Dimitrov. Dimitrov.
He's 3-0 against Zverev.
I'm just telling you, Cerundolo.
Cerundolo to the semifinals in this bracket.
All on clay, by the way. All outdoor clay.
Cerundolo to the semifinals.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not far away from that call, by the way. Do we have any updates on Novak in Geneva? Is that diesel engine starting to go?
I know. 38 years old today.
And then, like, once it starts running, it never stops.
Exactly.
Like, he literally is a diesel
terrifying.
engine. Like, he's either not going to start or he's going to drive across the country.
Plays Arnaldi,
has Arnaldi
in a few
today.
hours.
I know. I saw that. I didn't know
Reminder,
what
we're
happened
taping
there.
this and then putting it out just so people know.
Yeah, the draw came out. We're in studio an hour later. I haven't seen it. That's where we're at. Okay, we're going to cruise to this next section. Medi over Nori, Ruzavori, Stan Wawrinka. I think Friendly's actually pretty good on clay. Medi through that section. I like Medi to the round of 16. Chapo, Novak got a good draw, by the way.
Great draw. Yeah,
I love Mackie. I love Mackie McDonald, but the way that I digest a good draw isn't based on what I think of a given player. It's what I think about the matchups. Novak, someone that is going to hit balls. The ball flight is kind of straight through the court. You know, he becomes a game of Pong if someone's trying to attack him straight through the court, which Mackie McDonald does well. It's just less effective against someone like a Novak. So my problem is with Novak specifically in this moment in time is if he gets, I want to go Cerundolo semis so bad, but if Novak gets through 2 or 3 rounds, then he kind of starts morphing into, he's like a transformer right now. Like if he starts changing, it's like he's this animal who's going to kill you. I don't know who's going to win Novak Medi. I have Novak versus Medi. Who's more likely to get upset? Kovacevic, Rusevori, Fernley.
Medvedev hasn't won a title since 2023 of any kind.
That's okay. He made the quarters of Rome. He's playing a little bit. I guess when we get to that part, it's going to be Novak. I have Novak in the quarters, and then once he's in the quarters, he's like Novak again.
I was going to say, what's Novak's in week 2? Remember,
Cerundolo
is the player. The what?
That's what I'm saying. It's like impossible because like Novak, if he would have played Cerundolo in the round of 32, it's different. And that's the one that he beat in 5 and then couldn't play again, right? Like last year?
He played him last year in the round of 16 with a shredded knee. So, yeah, and won. So make of that what you will. 38 is a big number. Remember Mackie McDonald, I think, beat Rafa at his last Australian Open? Imagine if Mackie McDonald takes out
That's funny.
Nadal and Djokovic in the span of 18 months.
Crazy.
All right. I have Cerundolo to the semis as well.
Me too, man.
Okay.
Got it. I can't.
So we got Sinner, Cerundolo.
I'm going to feel so stupid when Novak beats him 2-2 and 2 in the quarters. I should know better at this point. It's just I don't know what we're seeing. He's lost 5 first rounds this year, and it's like I know I'm going to know if I'm wrong by the 3rd round. I'm going to be doing a quick serve, and Novak's going to have beaten Mackie and Mute, and actually Mute is going to be. Nah, he doesn't have enough firepower.
That's a tough. That could be tricky.
You know what's nice about that? We'll do a redraw heading into the
Where we
quarters.
make fun of ourselves.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Wait, who is the trivia? I think I'm right on this, but I don't know. Who's the only player in the draw to have beaten Novak at Roland-Garros? Is it not lurking potentially in round 3? Look at Stan Wawrinka, little tip of the cap, got a wild card.
No, that's
Former champion.
Yeah, I love Stan Wawrinka. I endlessly admire the fact that you can see him playing 2nd round of a challenger right now, and his intensity is the same as if he was playing a semifinal at Roland-Garros in 2015. Like the guy is just dialed. I don't think that he will be a factor in this tournament. But no brainer wild card. Someone who's won before. All right, flip the page. Musetti Nakashima section. Musetti is like an animal right now. I don't know. It takes a player of massive caliber to beat him right now. Navone, Opelka, Nakashima. I'm going to take Nakashima, Musetti, but Musetti's in my fourth round. JW?
Yeah. Man, is Musetti having a nice year. That one-hander. Remember, this is the guy who had a 2-sets-to-love lead on Novak at this event a few years ago. I like Musetti. I don't see a lot of trouble for him, at least until potentially Holger Rune. But yeah, I have him through.
And so that means you have Rune through that section. Baez, Kecmanovic, Nava, Van de Zandschulp. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Rune, RBA. Does that give you any pause?
No.
Little veteran, makes life difficult.
I mean, unless Rune just plays an extremely nervous match, which he plays up and down to his competition. He plays someone who's 3 in the world, and he beats them a lot of the time. And then he has like these weird results where, he lost to Mutet, who has not a lot. I mean, he's tricky and he's a really intelligent player and he brings you into the gutter, but he's not someone who's going to affect an Alcaraz on clay. But Rune, Mahach, I think he is a problem. He retired, if I'm not mistaken, in Geneva yesterday against someone. I like Rune.
That's redundant. I've never seen a player with more retirements.
Mahach, really?
On the men's side.
Is that right?
Oh my God, yeah. Mahach?
Yeah.
Durability, not a core strength there.
I have Musetti to the quarters. Any objections? Speak now. We're holding our peace.
Look at Rune's record. Rune's record at Roland-Garros is really strong, but I have Musetti to the. Yeah, I don't want to. I have him to the semis.
So you have Holger to the fourth round. You guys both do.
Yeah, Holger to the fourth round. Musetti through. Francis Safulin, Carreno Busta, Comasana, Brooksby. This is a soft pocket here. This Tiafoe Korda. No one has been playing great. All right, I got your. I got a story for you. I got your story. Who do you like in this section? Maybe we have the same story.
How far deep are we going? I mean, there are a lot of nice players. I'm just not sure Clay.
Yep.
I don't know. You want to play the Sebastian Korda is bound to break through one of these days card?
I'm
you chose off that one.
You take him to the semis of every tournament.
Yeah.
So do you want to do that?
I'm begging off that one.
He'll make it now.
Nope. I'm going to go.
What do you got?
I'm going. JW needs a story to write, and we're going to get it for him. I'm going Brooksby to the fourth round.
What?
Love it.
Love that.
Why not?
To me, it doesn't matter because I'm taking, I'm taking Musetti to the semis.
Yep.
So everything else in this section is kind of just foreplay for Musetti getting to the semis. It doesn't really matter. I think he's getting to the semis. Taylor Fritz, Altmaier. That's not an easy first round.
Ooh.
Alex Mickelson, Altmaier. That's not an easy first round. I will take Taylor. I mean, this is a great draw. This is all the Americans stacked.
That's crazy.
In one section. There could be someone like Thiago Montero could come through this second. Like this is a weird section.
Didn't I think Altmaier beat Sinner a few years ago at Roland-Garros. Altmaier's got that one-handed backhand. I don't think he's top 50 anymore, but that's not an easy match for Taylor.
The problem is Altmaier needs time. The swings are so big, and Taylor's strength is taking time away. Like he'll be able to just crush balls middle, and Altmaier needs that time. This is crazy. I'm going to take Fritz to the quarters, I think. Yeah. I like the fact that he's winning a couple of matches in Geneva. I have Musetti going to the semis, and I feel like outside of Sinner, I feel pretty confident in that call. I think he is playing great tennis until he gets to someone like a Sinner Alcaraz who, is just like one of the Avengers. If he's not losing to anyone that's not an Avenger right now.
Yeah, I have exactly the same.
Okay. Obviously, Casper, Poprin. Shout out, Psycho Bunny. Oh, not yet. Okay. We got another semifinalist from last year, Tabilo. You want to ride that train again, JW?
Man, Chile
redraw
really let me
last
down,
year.
did it not? My success rate on those players resembled a map of Chile. It was very thin. We're look. Arthur Cazot, fun little shot maker. This is pretty soft too for Casper, huh?
I think so.
Your Madrid winner got a nice some nice treatment from the draw gods here.
So next section, Tommy Paul Hachinov. That's a big third round there.
Oh, that's good.
That's a big third round. This is one of those ones where I think I love Tommy Paul. I want to take him to the quarters. I love what he's been doing. But my issue is that I know that Ruud is, I'm very, very confident that Ruud's going to be in the fourth round, and that Hachinov matchup is a little tough. So it's like I'm hedging to me, it's not a Paul versus Ruud conversation. It's a Paul versus Hachinov and then Ruud conversation. I'm taking Casper to the quarters, but like, if we get to the point where it's Tommy Paul and Ruud straight up, watch out. Paul is becoming really good at taking time away on clay. Like he's so much fun to watch. He's so complete. He can beat you in a bunch of different ways.
You're gonna do it? You're gonna move him on?
No, I'm taking Ruud to the quarters, but it's not because I don't have faith in Tommy Paul. It's just because I'm literally thinking Ruud versus Paul in a silo versus Paul versus Hachinov and then Paul versus Ruud. It's like I think Ruud's most likely to get through that section.
Are you questioning if Tommy's going to make it to the fourth?
No, I think that Hachinov is he's getting to the fourth. I have him in the fourth.
Yeah.
But if I miss, I think I'm more likely to miss on Paul to the fourth than Ruud to the fourth, just based on draw.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like hedging my bet.
When you see Paul Ruud, do you not think "I love you, man"? Kansas City-based comedian.
I get it.
You don't see Paul Rudd pop
I get
up?
it.
Tommy Paul, by the way, former. I mean, granted, we're all like 10 years ago, but former boys champion, so he can play on clay. Tommy Paul's kind of just he's gotten so buttoned up and sort of uses that athleticism well, and not as a crutch
athletic.
now.
He's so athletic. He's so complete. I think Brad Stein doesn't get talked about enough. He has literally turned his entire career around, and credit to Tommy for completely buying in. He is there every single week now. If only he would make his car payments.
Yeah, repo man. Exactly.
I mean, if Paul
makes
makes
a losing record against the credit bureau.
Can we make a deal? I don't know. There's no chance that anyone listens to this podcast, but if Tommy makes the fourth round, can he pay off his car?
Yeah, I think he already did.
Does Brad Stein do personal finance along with first-rate tennis
Apparently
tactics?
not.
Okay. Alcaraz, I'm just going to skip Alcaraz to the semis. He is a monster. Ben Shelton Sonego has not been playing great.
Right.
I'm going to go Ben Tsitsipas. That Ben Tsitsipas is really interesting because that's a bad matchup for Steph. I'm going to go Ben to the fourth round. Morosian, that's a tricky one.
Tsitsipas winning that first rounder.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Are you picking opposite?
Another big
You're
big
going
slugger,
Tsitsipas.
can play on clay.
I'm not stopping you from doing whatever you'd like.
I have Echeverry.
Oh,
Upset.
Wow, love that.
Blue light special.
Do you have him to the fourth round? Echeverry?
I think I mean, you're right. At some level, this is Carlos's pocket, so it's all silly. But I think Carlos beats Ben. I mean, I think Carlos beats Ben.
Okay. I have Carlos over Ruud. I have him over Ben. Carlos in the semis. Carlos in the final. And I have, let's turn back the clock. I have a Sinner Alcaraz final.
Winner?
Carlos Alcaraz. What about you?
Man, this is so boring. Can we have like Fonseca in the quarters or something to spice this up? Oh,
you
wait,
get
we did that.
Cerundolo in there.
No, I have. I think that Rome final looms large. These guys have won each of the last 5 majors, right?
Yep.
But they've never played each other. So this would be this would be their first major final, right?
First major final. They obviously last year. People forget how close Jannik Sinner was to winning Roland-Garros last year. Like he had Zverev in the final, but he was 2 sets to 1 up, and Carlos was hanging on in that 4th set, and then he was able to turn it. But Sinner's really good on clay. It's one of those things where it's like, well, it's not his best service. I'm like, he's still top 3 in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So you're taking Carlos final.
Okay, here's what we got. I got round of 16. Sinner Feast. I have Sinner Chicken Dinner over Sinner Feast, Demon Draper, Sinner semis. Zverev, Cerundolo. I have Cerundolo to the semis. Medi, Novak. I hate this Novak of things right now. I know I'm going to be a fucking idiot about it. God, I just don't know. I don't know if his body's healthy. We just don't know. We haven't seen him in a month. And the last two times we've seen him, he's looked like half Novak, you know? I could eat shit on that one.
That means 19. That means 19-year-old Novak.
I could eat shit on that one, but here we are. Either way, I think it's Sinner in the final. Round of 16, I have Musetti over Rune. I have Fritz over Brooksby. I have Musetti getting to the semis. You know it's bad when Teki Sean's shaking his head violently at one of your picks.
Just loves.
Yeah. What are you upset about over there? Because you're like you almost got concussed from that head shake.
I'm just surprised you have Brooksby that far.
Yeah, me too. I'm not mad at you. Rude Paul, Rude
America, baby.
I have Rude Carlos over Musetti, Carlos over Sinner in the final.
Who's your winner, John?
Man, this is so boring. With the possible exception of Fonseca in the quarters, I think we have virtually. I mean, you're right about Novak is the great. Novak is the big wild card here. 38 years old, and he's won this event. Because Novak last year, right? He last year had the knee injury, but he won the match. He won the gold medal.
He hasn't lost to Roland-Garros in years.
Exactly. This guy and the player who beat him that year is not in the draw. So I like Nadal to the semifinals and no.
Yeah.
I think Novak could lose to Corentin Moutet and it would not be out of character for his results this year. And Novak could win this 25th major, vaulting him past Margaret Court, and we'd say, yeah, we were an idiot for picking against him. I mean, the delta on Novak's
going to lose to Moutet, and this is going to get clipped when it happens. Novak's going to lose to Moutet like I'm going to let Teki Sean kick me in the nuts right now. All right.
So you got Carlos or
you know what else I got?
I got I'm same as Andy. I have Carlos beating Sinner in a 4-set final to push their head-to-head to 7-4, and Carlos will have won his 5th major. That's what I got.
So the only difference you guys have in that is you think Fonseca.
Yeah. That was, I mean, listen, I'm not in the business of having to write stories. I normally just try to go with discipline. And like a lot of people on draw shows try to make the wacky call. This is the most buttoned up I've seen Wertheim.
And there's no marriage. There's no marriage advantage or anything in this list.
No Chileans.
Wedding winners.
He got married and won 4 games of Uno.
Well, we've only done the men here.
All right,
I'm staying away from the Chileans.
Andy grabbed an olipop, and that means it's time for us to take a break.
Fine. Support for the show comes from Amazon Prime. You might know Prime for fast, free delivery, or maybe as your favorite place to stream shows, movies, and sports. But it's also a great way to dive deeper into your hobbies and passions. Into cooking? You can buy new cutlery at the same time you watch your favorite cooking show on Prime Video. Into crafting? Prime can be your gateway to a kingdom of yarn and felt. Is it finally time to fix those broken drawers? It was a year ago. You can find the tools on Prime. If you're thinking about picking up a new hobby, Prime makes it easy to dive in, from getting how-to books to making playlists on Amazon Music that keep you pumped while you organize your new model trains. Prime helps you go from, maybe I'll try it, to, I am now obsessed with this in no time. We've used Prime to buy this microphone and the light and the flashy thing that producer Mike and Teki Sean are always pressing. We use Prime for everything. Whatever you're into, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into. Okay, welcome back to Serve. This is the French Open Draw Show. First time I am seeing the women's draw. No massive calls really on the men's side. We have Carlos over Sinner. But we complain when they're not around, then we complain when they're in the final. I don't know. You tell me. It doesn't seem like there are great options. All right, Sabalenka in the same section as Leylah Fernandez. Danielle Collins sneaky in there. I have Collins in the 3rd round against Sabalenka. I have Sabalenka in the 4th round. It's going to take a lot for me to bet against Sabalenka at a major right now. I'm assuming you have Sabalenka to the 4th round, or do we need to have your head checked?
No, I have Sabalenka to the fourth round and well beyond. As you say, she has become very, very reliable in these big events.
I have Clara Tauson to the fourth round of that next section, which includes Lynette Roos, Kvitova, welcome back, and Anna Samova, the 16 seed. I like Clara Tauson. She's been winning matches.
Not the slickest mover out there. I like Anna Samova, who is very hot and cold, can beat anyone, can also take some bad losses, but Anna Samova before COVID came within like a few games of making the final. I like Anna Samova. I don't think anyone's beating Sabalenka, but I'll take Anna Samova. I also like Olga Danilovic to upset Leylah Fernandez.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. Lefty, big, kind of weird, like sweeping kicker. She's a really good player. Beat Danielle Collins last year when we thought when Danielle Collins was on a heater. I like Sabalenka through to the quarters. I'm assuming you're not taking Anna Samova to the quarters?
I am not.
Okay. Sabalenka in the quarters. Ooh, this is a tough section. This is a brutal section. I don't know what to do here. Diana Schneider had Paolini against the ropes in Rome. I have Schneider to the third round. I have Schneider to the fourth round. She's really good lefty. She won 4 times on tour last year. Peyton Stearns. All right. You ready for my first upset special?
I know what you're going. All right. What do you got?
I have Peyton Stearns over Quinn Wen.
Whoa.
Wow.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Because the player who just beat Sabalenka, who won the gold medal at this very same venue.
No.
That's an interesting pick. I mean, Peyton Stearns is a really fun watch and a real battler. And she won 3 straight matches, 7-6 in the third last week. You think that might help your confidence at a career high ranking? New coaching situation, a lot to like with Peyton Stearns. That's a bold pick, though. One I am not prepared to make, though it's not crazy town, but that's a big pick.
So you have Zhang?
I do.
And then do you have Zhang or Schneider in the quarters?
Zhang.
I have Schneider in the quarters.
Zhang Chenwen. Okay.
Here's I kind of have like calculated upsets. I don't think it's similar to the Musetti thing. Like I can take Brooksby on a flyer because I don't think anyone's beating Sabalenka in this section. And I know Zhang just beat her last week, so respect for that. It was the first time she had beat her. I think she's 1-6 against her now.
Yep.
But like I'll take a flyer if I'm pretty confident someone's in the semis. Let her rip tater chip. I like Sabalenka in the semis. JW?
Same.
Okay. Paolini. She's like one of my new favorites. Oh, she's so good. Paolini, fourth round. There's no one that's really informed. Noskova is very dangerous, can hit it big. But I have Paolini through to the fourth round. Potapova, Kristea. A lot of like really good players, but I don't think anyone that is coming in with like heaps of confidence. You like Paolini to the fourth round, JW?
Yeah, I do. And God, I mean, I think you're right. There's something to be said for the joy she spreads coming off the Rome title, finalist last year. I don't think she's going to play up to her seeding, but more on that in a minute. I like her to the fourth round.
Okay, I have Vekic and Svitolina in the next section in the third round. I have Svitolina beating Vekic to play Paolini in the fourth round. Why am I wrong?
I don't think you are. I mean, I don't think clay is Vekic's best surface, and Caroline Garcia,
and she made
former top 5 player.
Vekic win. She made the finals of the Olympics last year.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
I think she lost in the first round of Roland-Garros to Olga Danilovic, aforementioned, and then comes back at the same venue and wins a silver medal. So that's a nice bounce back. But I think she plays to her seeding and then loses to Svitolina.
Paolini and Svitolina. This one's tough for me.
I know.
Svitolina's been playing great, and so obviously so is Paolini. This one's a tough one. This is almost a coin flip for me. But what I can't do is, even if I'm wrong, Paolini has made me eat shit on my picks for the last year, and I just need to pay my respects. I have to get on the train. She is proven, like The definition of insanity is what, Mike?
Doing something over and over again, knowing the result will never change.
Expecting a different result. I have Paolini in the quarters, but that is a underline that one, circle it, exclamation points. That is a pick 'em in my mind. JW, Paolini to the quarters, or you like Svitolina?
A rare lapse into research, and I see that Svitolina, I think, has won more. Svitolina's won more clay court matches than any other WTA player this year.
Yeah, sneaky.
Married to a French player. Svitolina's so good,
we
and
got
she's
it.
still. I forgot
There it is.
Forget it.
Got it.
What I mean is, she gets out of the corners and she can control rallies and has turned her defensive style into more of an offensive-minded player. I like Svitolina to the semis, actually. Since we're
Svitolina to the semis.
Talking crazy.
Oh my goodness, this is great. Oh, I know what you're gonna do. I'm looking at the next section. I know what you're gonna do. Svitolina also lives across the street from. So she doesn't live across the street from the French Open. She lives across the street from Roland-Garros, but she's playing in the French Open.
Oh.
As much as TNT wants us to say she's playing in Roland-Garros, the tournament is the French Open. She's playing at Roland-Garros. Charles Barkley is 100% right.
So if I went into Google Maps and typed in French Open, it's not going to be like 304 French Open Boulevard.
It might. I don't know, but how many French Opens has Rafa Nadal won?
0.
14.
Okay, great.
14 Roland-Garros.
And
14 Roland-Garros.
No, he didn't win.
How's he fit all those in his house?
He didn't win the venue. He won the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I digress.
Branding.
Rybakina. Okay, upset special. Bencic beats Rybakina.
Yep.
Oh, love that.
Friend of Love All. Friend of the Love All podcast.
Love All. Check it out.
With Kleisters and Social Soph. Djokovic is good.
badass.
US, by the way, you want to if you're over there and you want to see a future star, Iva Jovic, young from America, very good. I have Bencic to the third round. Ostapenko. Oh God, this is. I know exactly what John's going to do. Ostapenko, Bencic. Do you have that in the third round?
I do.
And I'm assuming you have Ostapenko over Bencic because you want no.
No, of course. No. I have come on. I have Ostapenko to the quarters.
Ostapenko. So those who are listening who don't have the draw in front of them don't know what he just did yet. So I'll fill it in. Okay. So he has Ostapenko to the quarters, which means that she will be. Do you even have Iga to the round of 16?
I do with an asterisk, but yeah.
What do you mean do with an asterisk? You ever do?
Look at Iga's draw. Look at
really
Novak
hard.
is in that position on the men's side. Look at Iga's draw.
Yeah, Kostyuk was my sleeper in the entire tournament. This is a brutal draw. Weirdly, here's where I'm going with this. Sometimes, knowing that you get a brutal draw kind of locks you in. I could argue that she needs to be ready to go from the word go. I remember one year I had my worst loss ever at Wimbledon, but I lost to Lou, and it was just a gag fest. I fucking just choked my ass off. It was a year after I made the final, out on court 27. But I had gotten through Lodra and Kohlschreiber and all these really good grass court players. And I got to Lou, and I was a little spent. Year I won the Open, I played Henman and then Ljubicic first two rounds, which was brutal. But I was there from the word go. I am going to pay my respects. Iga Swiatek to the semis. We have to have some semblance of respect for this, but she has the most brutal draw on either side, men's, women's. I'm not as mad at you as I thought I was going to be when I just thought you were doing the Ostapenko Swiatek thing. I didn't realize Kostyuk has played Sabalenka tougher than anyone who, Zhang beat her, but two tournaments in a row, Madrid and Rome, second set breakers, really, really great tennis. Kostyuk is playing great stuff. She could make a run here, but I just have to respect the 4-time Roland-Garros champion and think that she's going to find something. I'm taking Iga to the semis.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
So you're taking the player
can't be
that
surprising.
won. I know, it's the player that's won this event 4 of the last 5 times is going to get to the semifinals. Crazy.
Really? Whoa.
Wait, I think let's table this for another podcast, but I think there's actually a really interesting discussion about what you just said. How much of these tournaments is softening the beach and players get a little, they've got a tough match and then they have a hard time recovering versus they play themselves into a tournament and beating Emma Raducanu and Kostyuk actually sharpens you. I think it's a great, just table it now, but it's a really good point for us to discuss.
The long matches thing is different because you play a 1 week event on the women's side. You're playing 5 matches in 7 days. It's 2 out of 3 sets. That is not, it's not a tougher mental lift, which definitely has an effect on the physical lift. But you could argue that physically with a day in between of every match, that the physical nature is actually a little bit easier. Now, it's not the same. We can't apply those same metrics to the women's side as the men's side, where if you get dragged into a 4.5 hour 5-setter and then have to turn it around quickly, that's a different scenario. The physicality on the men's side with 3 out of 5 sets is just way different. And that shouldn't be controversial at all. At all. It's time spent on the court. It's your body just dragging through. I don't know that you can apply the same metrics to the women's side of like if you have tough ones early, but it also works either way. Like Novak, I want him, like if you're Novak, you want matches where you can work your way into the tournament. If you're Iga, she's either going to find it or she's not. When she's the best version of herself, she beats these players on clay. Now, can she find it? She's been there 10 days early. I don't know if that's good or bad. You got something?
She was at the draw ceremony and they interviewed her afterwards. And, and the guy interviewing her was like, "Oh, you feel like you've gotten a lot of matches in? Do you like feel good?"
Yeah.
And she basically was like, "Yeah, I've seen everything in this sport that it's thrown at me." And she's like, "I'm 24 years old."
She's right.
Right. And you're just like, "Oh man."
It's what we say all the time. Or what I say all the time. It's like, she's 24.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Sabalenka's 27 or 28. She's 4 years on. Like she's finally found that like cadence. Now, Iga's working backwards. Our strengths are our weaknesses. She's intense. She is stressed, but that also keeps her like in the moment all the time. I don't know. I get why. Like it's amazing to me that we're having this conversation where it's shocking that I'm taking Iga Swiatek to the semis, and I get why she hasn't been in great form, but she still made the semis of Madrid. She made the semis of the Australian Open. Like she's played fine for normies. You know,
she hasn't made a final in 50 weeks now. I mean,
you
the
haven't made a final in 50 weeks.
So you come to this event where you're like the DD defending champion. You've won this event 4 times since COVID.
Yeah,
you've got this draw. Then you're staring at Ostapenko, who apart from the head-to-head, Ostapenko friggin' won this event also once.
Yeah. I'm not mad at you for not doing it. I'm just saying I need to plant my flag in the ground and pay some respect.
No,
I don't. If I go down and I'm wrong, I can live with myself with the respecting Iga Swiatek call because I think that respect fades too quickly with her.
Yeah. No, and by contrast that, I mean, conversely, I don't think picking against her is a show of disrespect. No, but I just.
It's also the first
bad juju there. I don't think she's getting to the semis, but
first time in half a decade she's been an underdog.
Yeah,
which is strange. Sabalenka, Iga. I see. This is where I'm taking Sabalenka just because I have more faith in her being in the semis.
Right. And then John, who do you have, Sabalenka or Svitolina?
I have Sabalenka beating Svitolina in the semis.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break.
You take a quick break. Welcome back to Served, brought to you by Amazon Prime. French Open draw special. First time I'm seeing the second half of the women's draw. I see Mira Andreeva up top. Putintseva. It's going to take a lot for me to bet against Andreeva. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Putintseva, that's all fine. I have Andreeva in the 4th round. JW, any problems with that?
Nope. Same. Keep going.
The next section should be tough, but they haven't been playing great. Ooh, Badosa, Osaka.
Ooh.
That's a tough one. Weirdly, like you would have never thought you'd be at the point where it's like Osaka's been playing better on clay than Badosa. I'm going upset special. Osaka over Badosa. Badosa has not been playing well in the last couple of weeks. I know you're going to take Kasatkina to the 3rd round. Who is
Australia's own?
Australia's own. And I love that. Kasatkina versus who in the 3rd round, JW?
Yeah, I think Badosa's back is the big variable here. If she's 80% or better, she ought to be okay. But Osaka's remember what Osaka did last year against Iga.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change that. I'm going to I'm going Osaka. I think Osaka, how about this? Osaka to the fourth round. How do you like that?
I'm with you. And I got Andreeva over Osaka in the fourth round.
Yeah.
One, because I actually think that she'll win and she's playing better. And also I think she's more likely to get to the fourth round. Okay. Muchova, who is maybe been my worst call of the year so far, because I thought she was just going to crush this year. Mertens is actually playing pretty well. Sakari. I have Mertens to the fourth round.
Muchova's health is the big question mark, right?
It always is.
Yeah. Great player, fun to watch. Semifinal, a finalist at this event, coming off back-to-back semifinals in New York, but she can't stay healthy. Didn't Mertens just beat someone good? Mertens, I think, beat Pegula, right, in Rome? I think
she wins matches every week.
She's
just such a pro.
Yeah, solid pro. Now I'll go with Muchova.
All right, I have it, and there's a couple points to be made in this next session. Magdalena Fresh, that's really cool. She's seeded, plays on Jabeur. Ons can play on surfaces that are slippery. It lends her, whether it's grass, whether it's clay. She can make it hard for you. Jess Pegula has gotten to the status where I look at a draw and I just know I give her a lot of faith, even if she doesn't have a huge run of form coming, right? Like she hasn't made a huge run in any of these events. She hasn't made the semi. She lost this week in a warm-up event to Raducanu. I like Pegula through to the quarters just because she's so proven at this point. I don't think she's going to get phased by much. JW?
Yeah. Jesse, it's time to cook. Place that. No, I think you're right. She didn't play this event last year.
Yep.
Look at her results after taking that hiatus in 2024. I think you're right. Just sort of on solid buttoned upness alone, I like Pegula at least to the fourth round.
I have Pegula Mertens. I have Pegula over Mertens in the quarters. I have Andreeva to the semis.
All right. We end up in the same place, a little different route. I have
so you have Mertens over Pegula?
I have Muchova losing to Andreeva to get to the semis.
Wow. God, you're going from 0 to 60 on like momentum there.
Oof. I'm hoping for full health.
It's a lot of hope. All right, next section, Maddie Keys. I like her. Okay, we just need to take a second. Sophia Kenin, obviously in 2020, I think she was WTA Player of the Year that year, wins Australia, makes the finals of the weird French Open. That was in October, I think. It was like she's one of the best players in the world, and we all kind of had this expectation that she would stay there and everything in her game looked complete. And she had a rough go for years. And she was 150 in the world coming back. She is seeded in this event. And I just want to give her props for really putting her head down and getting herself back on tour into a seated position. Props to Sophia Kenin. I like her. Azarenka. Oh, Azarenka's so tough, but I just don't think she has the form coming in. I have Kenin and Keys. It's tough for me to bet against Maddie Keys. In that section, what are you seeing there, JW?
I love what you just said about Kenin. I mean, there's so many players that should look at her as a source of inspiration. And her ranking went deep into the triple digits.
Yeah.
And now she's back to being a seeded player. Azarenka is danger, but it's been bit of a rough year for her. I think you're right. Madison Keys riding the 7 major win streak. I think she probably gets that going at least to double figures. I like Maddie.
I like Maddie. I don't. This section of Haddad, Maya, Navarro, it's not full of anyone who has been playing great coming in. So I guess I'll take Emma Navarro to the fourth round. I like Keys in the quarters.
Yeah, Haddad Maya. I don't know if you've seen her. I mean, she
just beat Navarro today.
Yeah, big physical player who
lefty.
It just the game just doesn't really coalesce for her at majors. You sort of watch her practice. She's a lefty. She's got to be like probably 6'1", 6'2". I mean, you watch her practice and you're like, this is a top 10 player, and it just never really quite seems to happen. I don't know. Isn't Navarro also the exact kind of player who loses to the same player once in a row? and then exacts a revenge.
I don't know.
I have keys over Navarro.
Okay, I do too. This next section, it's like, is Barbora Krejcikova might be the exception to my thing is like, I'd like people to win matches going into majors, or I'd like people to at least have some momentum. Like Krejcikova, she could not win a match for 2 years. And I'm like, oh, she's a threat in the slam. She's done it before.
Big
She's
game
won the
James.
French Open and she's won Wimbledon. I love
Right.
Krejcikova. She is such a professional. I just don't, you just never know. Like, okay, this is going to be the one where I give props. And if this matchup actually happens, then it's if Krejcikova, she's like the Novak of this draw. Like if she gets through her first couple of rounds and finds her form,
Right.
then she is a real problem for the entire field. I can't bet against Coco. I have Coco in the semis, but with the caveat of that's because I have confidence in her getting to the fourth round. If Krejcikova gets to the fourth round, that's going to be a real problem for Coco and for everyone else that she plays. If she makes the fourth round, she might as well make the semis. Like I don't. It's
Check this. I don't think Krejcikova's played. I mean, I totally agree. I mean, look at her record at big events, and just all credit to her. She's a Hall of Famer if she quit tomorrow. I don't think she's won a match this year, has she?
doesn't matter.
I think the last match she won was in Riyadh.
I don't win a lot of matches, but when I do, I win slams.
I mean, a back injury also. Do you ever have a back injury?
Yeah, I have one right now every day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's tough.
that
Krejcikova's like the opposite of me. I win a lot of matches all the time and go deep, and then just don't win slams. And she doesn't win any matches and just win slams.
and doubles too.
I know.
It's. I mean, don't you think realistically? I don't think she played last. She played a tune-up this week. I think that was her first tournament of 2025.
This is
I don't know if WTA's website's right, but it's saying year to date she hasn't played at all.
yeah. I don't
She
know.
played this week.
I'm just.
Okay, it's saying 0-0.
I'm just. What I'm telling you is that I don't believe it. I'm going to take Coco to the semis. I'm just giving. This is a respect pick of Krejcikova to the fourth round, just because I think like so highly of her. I just, I have Coco to the semis just because I think she's the most reliable. Maddie Keys is fantastic, but like that Kenin matchup bothers me a little bit in the third round. Kenin is able to accept pace and redirect, and like that matchup is not easy. I have Coco to the finals. JW.
Oh, man. If this were like Crossfire, we would have had a little conference. If this were a classic debate show, we would make sure we were on opposite sides of the bet. I have the exact same thing. I have big limb we're jumping out on here. I have the number one player beating the number two player in the finals.
So do I. Should we make this like every other sports talk show where we just argue sides that we don't believe in and just raise our voices and act like we know everything and that we're not just guessing?
I think Caitlin Clark stinks.
Yeah, I'm an
does
expert. My favorite like basketball commentary. You have to make that shot when you're in the corner if you're getting picked. Thank you for that. You have to.
That was the goal of the shot.
Your analysis is you have to make that shot.
Generally, the goal of all shots are to make
Fucking great. Right. Thank you so much. That's you gotta be ahead when the time runs out. God, kill me.
When you turn into an SNL skit.
Yeah. Sabalenka is really good at tennis. Great. Thank you for that.
Honestly,
that's
though,
fantastic.
in the women's though, we have a lot of differences. You guys have some differences into the round in the fourth round and the quarters.
Yeah, we do. There was a little bit, but
We do.
At the end of the day, we have 1 versus 2 in
Yeah.
both sides. Like, but
Exactly.
it's just they're the best player they're the best players in the world for a reason.
No wonder we don't have a gambling sponsor.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
We should do a gambling show.
that'd be great.
Gambling, eh?
You know what we do have though?
What?
A newsletter.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to have a special newsletter come out with this draw special. You know what we might do? We might highlight all of your guys' different picks, and we're going to keep track.
Oh, good.
We're going to see who's right, who's wrong.
I felt better when he picked Tabilo and Jari to the semis. I got to be honest. Last year, I felt a little better. I kind of like.
When what do I get when Seb Korda wins the trophy?
Oh, you're going to be devastated.
Oh,
my
God.
gosh. That's going to happen. The one time you don't pick him to the final, he's going to like, I actually now think like he's going to run the table. We didn't get to this, but I have Sabalenka over Coco in the final as well. But that's that. That's our live draw show. We'll be wrong. We're going to be doing a ton of quick serves starting on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday night.
We definitely have to do one post Rafa ceremony.
Yes.
I'd like to nominate myself to jump on that one. Maybe we do one together on quick serve. I don't know. John, you're heading over for TNT, correct?
Yep. Leave tomorrow.
Awesome.
We'll figure it out.
Well, if not, we'll get on. But John, you have to send us
pictures from the ceremony.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
The Rafa's. Yeah.
We'll be on every day in quick serve doing our recaps. You guys were so generous with your viewership during the Aussie Open. So some version of the serve team will be on every day. I will try to be on as much as I can because I'm so excited about this tournament, the French Open.
Hey, Andy, hold up one of those shoes real quick. We're gonna figure out a competition. Tune into the quick serves. We're going to start to fill you in on detail of how to enter to possibly win these brand to not be named shoes.
God, we've been milking this, haven't we?
Yeah, oh my God. No better way to celebrate the French Open than to give away some American flag shoes.
There's so many
freedom fries.
Oh God, there's so many. Okay. So we have Alcaraz, Sabalenka. We got crazy. I kind of like irresponsible John better. You know?
Wimbledon's coming up in a month.
All right. So we'll be doing quick.
That's Perry card with a P for you checking your draw streams.
We will be doing quick serves every day. So be sure to check back. It's not just our normal Tuesday release. Let us know what you think about our picks. Let us know why we should have gone on a limb. Let us know what we're going to be wrong about. We will do a redraw show. I think we normally do a fourth round quarter or something like that.
I think it'll be like Saturday.
Quarters on
midway through.
Yeah. We'll give it another one.
Because I think that's what I saw on the schedule.
Might want to let Schneider and Peyton Stearns settle first, but we'll see. No, but we'll be on every day. So check back on our channel. We will be here for you throughout the entire tournament at Roland-Garros. Thank you for watching our served show presented Amazon Prime. JW, safe travels, buddy.
Thanks. See you guys.
Support for the show comes from Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just fast, free delivery. It's your go-to for streaming music, movies, and sports. Plus, it's also a great way to connect with the things you love. Into skiing? Stream ski films on Prime Video even when the slopes are bare. Love fishing? You can get new gear delivered fast and be back by the water in no time. Planning your next big trip? Prime helps you get everything you need faster than you can write your out-of-office email. Whatever you're into, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.